Hey everybody, welcome to Math 108. My name is Mr. Chen and I will be your instructor for this class. So I want to thank you so much for watching the 108 Welcome Syllabus video. So in this video, I will show you how to navigate D2L, explain the syllabus and go over your first week assignment called the syllabus quiz, and we will discuss how you proceed in this class. So when you click on our course, so the first thing you see, this is our announcement page. Okay, so you get one announcement every week. So it's basically telling you what we'll be doing for the week. So to access our course, on the top left-hand corner, click on Content over here. Once you click on Content, you will see the table of contents on the very left column. So table of content provides you everything you need for the entire semester. So we will go over the course information here just in a minute. So basically for any given week, so let me just pick this one. For any given week, you are given a lecture handout, a lecture video, homework, and your homework note taken, your homework handwritten Dropbox, and the note taken Dropbox. So what students do every week is to first print or copy down what's on the lecture handouts. So if you do not have a printer, you will need to copy down everything that's on the handout. If you do have a printer, click on the handout, scroll down a little bit, click on download. Download this Word document to your computer and print it from the Word document. Otherwise, this mathematical symbol is kind of off. So once you print or copy down the lecture handout, then you use the handout to take notes while you're watching the lecture video. So the handout is basically empty, okay? The handout is basically empty. So you basically just write whatever I wrote on the lecture video onto your handout as taking your notes. Once you took your notes, then you can begin to work on your homework. Some homework has both computer and the handwritten portion. So when you trying to do a topical homework that has both computer and handwritten portion, please first print or copy down what's on the handwritten portion first, and then open the computer portion. So that handwritten portion starts with question number 4. So that means question number 1, 2, and 3 will be on the computer portion. So print or copy down the handwritten portion first, and then open the computer portion next. And you will do both portions back and forth, okay, as you complete this topical homework. All right, so question number 1, 2, 3 is actually on the computer portion. So for question number 4, which is on the handwritten portion, all you gotta enter here is handwritten. Okay. So when I grade your handwritten portion, the grades actually will be entered inside the computer portion. So I will need you to complete both portions. Okay. When you complete both portions, I need you to upload the handwritten portion and submit the computer portion. Because when I grade your homework, I'm grading both portions at the same time. So if you submit the computer portion first, but not upload the handwritten portion, then your grading is actually not complete. Okay. So how do students upload the handwritten portion of the homework? Well, basically you just take pictures of your handwritten homework portion, okay, using your mobile device. Once you took the pictures, then you can actually log into D2L, our class, on your mobile device directly. You just go to, you basically just go to, any your web browser and then log into the D2L because this is the homework handwritten Dropbox. This Dropbox is basically just looking for attachments. So if you take pictures of your handwritten portion of the homework on your mobile device, log into the D2L on your mobile device, you can easily actually upload the attachments here. All right. Every week, students are also required to turn in 2 notes taken. Okay, so at the end of the topic, you would, if there is a note-taking Dropbox, that tell you that is that topical notes you need to actually turn in. So this week only has two topics. So you were turning topic 8 notes in this Dropbox and topic 9 notes in this Dropbox. How you upload the notes taken is the same way as the handwritten portion of the homework. So you just take a picture of your mobile device and then upload them into D2L. So remember now, note taken is a different types of graded assignment as compared to the homework. Okay, and make sure you do not upload them into the wrong Dropbox because then I will not be able to find them. All right, so let's go to this week, for example. Okay, same thing. You're given lecture handout, lecture videos, homework. Okay, note-taking Dropbox for 16, but not for 17, but there's one for 18. So the note-taken will count for attendance. So in a minute, when I go over your syllabus quiz, I will tell you what count for attendance each week. So you're given the same thing every week. Okay, so once again, please first print or copy down the lecture handouts and use the handouts, okay, and then use the handout to take notes on while you're watching the lecture video. When you complete your, when you finish taking notes, watching the watching the videos, then you can begin to work on your homework, okay? So if you run into a homework that has both computer and a handwritten portion, so please, okay, print or copy down what's on the handwritten portion first, then open a computer portion and do both portion back and forth until you complete. Once you complete both portion, right, submit the computer portion and then upload the handwritten portion into its handwritten Dropbox. All right, let's moving forward a little bit. So this week is a Thanksgiving week, so there's no homework due this week. Okay, so this is a good week to make up any missing assignments. As you can as you notice that every graded assignment, homework or note taken, has a start date, due date, and the end date. All the end dates is set on the last day of class, of course. Okay, so because the end date is on the last day of class, students are allowed to make up any missing assignments, any missing graded assignments anytime during the semester. You don't have to ask me. You just make it up. But be careful, we do take there are graded item count for attendance. So if you're not submitting those type of assignment, then student can actually be dropped from the course due to excessive absence because there are assignment that you're not turning that are used to count for attendance. The very last week of class, oh, I forgot to change the date on that. I will change the date. The very last week of class is final exam. The date is correct here, it does not appear. So there is an exam review, okay, that I would need you to watch before you attempt the final exam. I believe all the questions on the final exam is a handwritten portion. Okay, so make sure you print and copy this down and then and then write your answers on the handwritten portion and upload them. Okay, but don't forget, okay, I enter your answer in the computer portion, so don't forget to submit the computer portion as well. So if I actually open the computer portion of the final exam, it's just gonna say, oh, says, enter handwritten on here. All right. So that's pretty much it, how student navigate, what student do every week. There's only one discussion, which is introduce yourself to the class. Assignment is a direct link to all your Dropboxes. So up here, you got your notes taken Dropbox. Down here is your homework handwritten portion Dropbox. So a lot of handwritten stuff that student need to submit. Quiz is where all the homework, syllabus quiz, and the final exam are located. Of course, grades is where you check your grades. All right, let's take a look at the course information. The course information is everything you need throughout the semester. Okay, so you can find my contact information under about your instructor. Okay, so this is my office phone number. If you have questions or concern about your about what you're working on the what homework questions you're working on, you can always take a picture of it and text it to my Google Voice number, or you can take a picture of it and then email it to me. Okay. Our number one way of communication is through D2L instant message up here. You can message me here, you can email me here. But if you do email me from D2L, when I reply back to you, you got to go to your student's email account to check my response. All right. We'll go over the syllabus here just a little bit. All right. Additional information, how to upload notes taken and homework handwritten portion. So this video show you just one particular another way how to do it. All right. How to use graphical equation. In this class, we will enter a lot of mathematical expressions. So um, at the end of this video, I will show you how to enter some of those mathematical expression using graphical equation. How to view assignment feedback. So this video show you what you need to click on to find your feedback for all the graded assignment that you do not get 100 on. So for a homework, if you don't get 100 on it, I actually provide the feedback right there where the question is. So that's inside your homework. So this video show you what you need to click on to find all those feedback. If you do have quite a bit of homework, missing homework that you need to make up, this video show you how where you need to go to check for missing assignments. Okay, you don't need this. Most of the students use Zoom on their mobile device now. If you're a new student and never access your student email or student self-service, this video show you where you need to go to gain access to your student self-service and student email. Okay, student self-service is basically where students your record, your academic record is being kept. So or your financial aid, okay, is being kept. It's under student self-service. So make sure you do have access to them. All right, this syllabus video is also posted here. All right, textbook. In this class, you will not need to purchase a textbook. We use open education resource textbook. So you will not need to for reference. We use this thing for reference, so you will not need to purchase any books. Okay, so but here is the link. So generally, students just use my lecture handouts in the lecture videos, okay, to learn the material. All right, so here are the technology requirements. Okay, I do recommend students start getting a graphing calculator, if not using this Calc 84 app. Okay, but for right now, this class, if you have a scientific calculator, that it will suffice. Here's our academic dishonesty and honesty statement. Use of AI. AI generated correct answer and or work. Okay. All AI generated will be counted as a partial credit. And yes, I am able to tell whether students use AI or not. Okay. So if you do and I saw it as your work or your answer, I'll just automatically give you partial credit for the use of AI. Okay. All right. Here's our etiquettes. So let's go over the syllabus real quick. All right, my contact information is also right here as well. So our class is an online class. Here is the course description on the topic that we cover in this class. All right, I will check everybody's prerequisites for this class as well. So what's required in this class is using D2L, the OER textbook we use for reference, and a TI graphing calculator, scientific calculator will do it here too, or this app. Okay, check out this app on your mobile device, see if it's still free. Okay, this as close to a graphing calculator as I can find. Here are your course learning objectives, learning outcomes. All right, so just a recap on the course requirements. So for every week, please print and copy down the lecture handouts. Watch your lecture video and take notes on the handout that you printed or copied. Complete both computer and handwritten portion of the homework. Submit the computer portion and upload the handwritten portion into the correct Dropbox. And of course, upload your notes taken, okay, into the correct Dropbox. So here's the breakdown of what count for grades. All right. Just real quick for the homework, all the homework are already posted in D2L, And as you saw, the questions are on both computer and the handwritten portion. So if you do run into a topical homework that has both computer and handwritten portion, please first print or copy down the handwritten portion and then open the computer portion next. Once the handwritten portion is printed and the computer portion is open, please go back and forth between the two portions to complete the homework. After completing both portions, you will first submit the computer portion and then upload the handwritten portion into the correct Dropbox. Both portions will be graded at the same time. If the handwritten portion is not uploaded after the computer portion is graded, then the grading of this topical homework is not complete. Okay, so you're not going to get your accurate grades. The grades for the handwritten portion will be entered into the computer portion. So please upload the handwritten portion right after you submit a computer portion. All right, all homework only get one attempt, and we do not drop any homework grades. All right, as I showed you earlier, every week students are required to turn in 2 notes taken. Okay, so make sure you handwrite them. Handwritten portion means you gotta handwrite the notes, handwrite the handwritten portion of the homework. Okay, if you type your answer, it's gonna be partial automatically. All right, and I will already show just to let you know, just to remind you that final exam are also already posted. Please watch that exam review video before you attempt the final exam. Okay, so here's our grading rubric. Okay, so again, user AI is going to be considered as a partial credit. All AI generated answer or work is going to be considered as partial credit. All right, here's our weekly outline. So it's basically telling you what we'll be doing, okay, every week. So it's very similar to the table of contents, okay? All right, so what count for attendance? Okay, for the very first week is a syllabus introduction. For the very last week is your final exam. All in between is the notes taken, count for attendance. Okay, that's why this is a 15-week class, so you were turning 2 of them per week. 2 notes taken per week count for attendance. All right, attendance policy for no-shows. Okay, so in a minute, I will go over your syllabus quiz. So if you do not submit a syllabus quiz after the first week of class begin, then you will be marked as a no-show. That means you never show up for class, and I will remove your name from the course, so you're not financially reliable for it. Okay. So you're encouraged to speak with your instructor for guidance if extenuating concerns arise. To successfully complete the course, you must maintain a minimum attendance rate of 80%. Okay, so that means the assignment account for attendance. Okay, you got to be keeping up at 80% at all time. Okay, missing one here, one there is not a big deal, but if you're missing a lot of them, or if you start skipping them a lot, okay, just like for example, this week you did 16 and 18, right? So, you're not required to turn in 17, but next week you only do 20, and then next week you skip both of them, and then you do a 27. Okay, that sort of pattern indicates that student trying to pacify me for the notes taken for attendance. So once you go over, once you miss more than 20%, I will begin to contact you and then let you know you're begin to falling behind. Okay, so if a student continue not submit graded assignment count for attendance, then I will have to drop you for excessive absence. If something happened, you need to withdraw from the course, you can always contact me or the student service, so we can help you, we can assist you with filling out the withdrawal form. Student with disability. If you do have a documented disability and require accommodation, please contact the vice president for student service. He or she will provide guidance regarding to official documentation of disability and accommodation of needs. All right, academic dishonesty statement again, FERPA. Okay, the Final Education Rights and Privacy Act statement basically saying that your academic record is protected by this federal law, so not just anybody can ask me, about your grades or about your attendance. All right, down here are some of the student support services provided by the college. Okay, so here are the link. So that's pretty much all I got for the syllabus. Okay, so let's go back to table content here. So under the welcome week attendance verification, these two are exactly the same thing. Okay. So let's go over your syllabus quiz. That's the first thing you got to turn in. Introduce yourself to the class. This is your discussion. Okay. I don't know what that means. So let's take a look. All right. So question number one. Okay. By completing the syllabus quiz, I acknowledge and agree that I am registered for this class and plan to complete it and actively participate every week and adhere to the instructor's schedule as outlined in the syllabus. So click on the first one. I do acknowledge that. So every time when you enter something or select something, automatically you will see a checkbox. That means your answer is saved. So if you cannot finish your homework in one sitting, okay, you can just exit out on the top right hand corner here and then come back in. But once you submit, that's a done deal. All right, question number two. Consider the following question. Please enter your answer as discussed in the 108 welcome syllabus video during the lecture inside the box below. So this question has two parts, okay? And it also says, please use graphical equation when entering answers. So to access your graphical equation, okay, click on the plus sign, click on equation, click on graphical equation. All right, number one says, what is your best contact number? I will need your best contact number for two reasons. Number one, if you fall behind in the course, then I will message you and then just trying to see what is going on. Another reason is for future registration, okay? Registration for the following semester, okay? Just in case if you're my advisee, I got your best contact number and I will reach out to you when the time comes to register for the next semester. So number one, please enter your best contact number. Okay, press enter. Number two, tell me that the the phone number you entered, is it a cell, home, or work number? Okay, and then click on insert. And here it is. All right. Question number three. So now you can begin to write write down these answers. The use of AI is not allowed. AI generated answers will count as partial credit. AI generated answer or work will be counted as a partial credit. Okay, so this is what you will enter. Question number four, what is the last day of class? Last day of class will be Sunday, December 6th at 11:30 p.m. So that's when everything cuts off. Okay, 11:30 p.m. So this is when the course will end. So please enter this for answer. Question number five. Oh, sorry. These are not. Oh, sorry. Let me fix this real quick while we at it. Otherwise, I can't tell you what the answer is. Let me fix it real quick. I'll just delete that. I'll make a new one. What graded assignment count for weekly attendance? All right. Let me reorder this. What graded assignment counts? All right, so please enter these. For answer, your syllabus quiz, introduce yourself to the class. That's the first week, right? 108 final exam last week, and all the topical notes taken in between the first and last week will be considered as will be count for attendance. Okay. All right, let me show you how to enter some of these mathematical symbols. Okay, so we do use quite a bit throughout the semester. So here are some examples. So so whenever you see this instruction, you got to use graphical equation, okay? Otherwise, according to the grading rubric, you'll be counted as partial credits. So click on this plus sign, click on equation, click on graphical equation. All right, number one. So I'm using a keyboard, okay? I'm using a keyboard. All right, open, close parenthesis. So we're under the first tab, open, close parentheses right here. Click on the outside of it, comma, space. Open and close bracket is right here. Click outside of it, comma, space. Open and close brace. Brace is right here. All right. Press enter. Number two. Open parenthesis, close bracket. So let's use our keyboard. Open parenthesis, shift 9, space. Close bracket is right above enter, but enter key, comma, space. This is an infinity sign, okay, which is right here. Comma, space. This is a union sign. Union means or in mathematics. That'll be right here. Press enter. Number three. Number three, want me to enter a fraction. Do not use a slash for a fraction. Okay, we have a fraction bar, so let's use our fraction bar. Okay, don't use a slash, use a fraction bar. The number three, a regular letter X on your keyboard. Exponent is a superscript, second power. All right, my cursor is on the exponent, so I click in the box below. 4, letter Y, exponent to the third power. So my cursor is on the exponent in the denominator, so I'm going to click right next to the fraction bar. So you see how the line is longer, comma, space. X plus 1 whole thing squared. So I'm going to do an open close parenthesis, letter X, a plus sign here or on your keyboard, 1. Click outside the parenthesis and exponent squared. So right now the cursor is on the exponent. You can use a right arrow key on your keyboard, or you can just click right next to the exponent. Make sure just to come down, move the cursor away, move the cursor down from the exponent. So you see it's longer, right? See the line is longer, comma, space. 6, letter X, exponent 4. All right. Minus 2x squared. So if you don't click beside it, or if you don't use the right arrow key a couple times, then everything else you enter will be on the exponent. All right, number 4. Negative sign is on your keyboard, or right here, negative 35. Square root is this one of 2. So right now the cursor is inside the square root. So press the right arrow key a couple of times or click beside it. See the line is longer. Minus 6 square root of 2. Okay. The cursor is still inside. I'm going to click on the outside of it. All right. Comma, space. Cube root of x squared. So square root is up here. Anything higher than a square root is this one. Cube root. And then x to the second power. There you go. Voila, that's all it is. Okay, so if you have additional questions, please email me, text me, okay, or send me a D2L instant message. So we will keep in touch throughout the semester, and best luck to everyone. Thank you so much for watching.